now or something like that?
98.
Okay, so the universe provides, or I should say LA just has the unlimited amount of skate spots. That's the
Bro,
one
I
thing
would
that we
love to
just
go
came
to
from. I
LA.
just talking about Metal Edge. For
And
whatever
skate,
reason, this has
dude?
metal
Yes.
on it, but it's definitely an open business.
Dude, there's like nowhere to skate
So
here in
I'm
the
gonna
South
take one quick 50-50,
except for
and
parks,
I'm gonna wax it
and
right
like
away.
you barely find that.
I'm not even gonna bother with the.
Our
I know
roads
what
are
the wax is
freaking
gonna do.
awful.
Like, I know what golf wax is gonna do. Golf wax 100% of the time is better in every situation except for heat, I think. So let's see how it grinds. It's good. Too wet. No, just like regular wax.
Yeah. That's what I would use anyway. Screw the freaking regular wax. Golf wax
Throughout
just
your
uses
skateboarding
works
journey,
better.
you will encounter many challenges, adventures, triumphs, and failures. But you will ultimately learn and grow from each experience.
Yep.
Skateboarding is not just a hobby. It's a lifestyle that teaches you about perseverance, creativity, and above all, determination. But when you're starting out, if you don't develop the right habits, your journey will undoubtedly be a lot more difficult, painful, and discouraging. So that is why in this video, I'll be covering the habits that you should develop as a skateboarder that will not only help you progress faster, but also prevent injuries and prolong the lifespan of your gear. Regardless of your skill level, these habits will benefit you. So without taking up any more time, let's just get right into the video. The first habit I chose to tell you guys about is something that can help anybody, regardless of their skill level. You can be good, you can be bad. This will just overall improve your style. Loosening your trucks a quarter turn each week until you're basically riding a surfboard.
Yep.
Most skaters would agree that riding with looser trucks gives you more style points, but also comes at a cost of making you be a little bit more unbalanced and less stable. Or worst of all, becoming a victim of wheel bite. Going from tight
Oh,
trucks
yeah,
to
and you
loose
just get
trucks
shit
is something
whipped.
that most skaters can handle
Like-
because of how drastic the difference is. But
Look
by
at that.
easing into it slowly each week, this makes the transition to loose trucks a lot smoother and easier. And before you know it, you'll have your kingpin nut falling out because of how loose your trucks are. Another habit that can benefit everybody regardless of skill level is riding in switch. For those of you unfamiliar with the terminology, it's pretty much just riding with your foot
Backwards.
position the opposite
Yeah.
way. Or backwards, you could say also. The easiest comparison I can make to riding switch versus riding regularly, it would be like riding with the opposite hand. You're pretty much gonna feel like you stepped on your skateboard for the first time again. And although it might feel frustrating to go back to square one, keep in mind that riding switch will not only make you a more well-rounded skater, but also it will open up a whole new world of tricks that you can learn.
It'll
and
help. It'll
ways
help
that
your
you can string
balance
your
too
lines
with
together
regular
smoother.
tricks.
The earlier
Yeah, you don't even
start
realize
skating
it, but
switch,
it
the
does.
easier it will become for you later down the road. So honestly, as soon as you step on a skateboard, you should be trying to do a little bit of switch riding because in the long run, it'll benefit you greatly.
Yep.
Learn how to stop in multiple ways. Before you do anything
watermelon
on a
Skittles.
skateboard, you need to know how to stop. Because if you haven't noticed by now, skateboards don't exactly have brakes. And if you find yourself on a steep hill and you don't know how to slow down, well, let's just say that you're in for
Oh, yeah,
a wild
phone.
ride, my friend. You will be zooming faster than Usain Bolt on steroids, with no idea how to stop, praying to every deity known to man that you don't end up as a human pancake, which unfortunately, you probably will. Long story short, if your way of stopping is jumping off your skateboard, then you are greatly limiting where you can ride and honestly putting yourself in danger. Now,
Yeah.
there are really two effective ways
You gotta
of
be
slowing
able
yourself down
to
on a skateboard. There is foot dragging, and then there is power sliding. The great thing about foot dragging is it can really slow you down fast. It's just all about how much pressure you put on the foot that you're dragging, right? But here's the issue. Once you take one foot off your skateboard, if you're going fast, it's gonna wobble. So that's why you should always learn how to power slide as well as foot drag, because with both those combined, you can conquer any hill that you set your mind to. Is this really
You
a
have to
habit,
have the
or
right
is it just
wheels,
a
though.
tip? I don't know. But you should make it a habit if you do not stop like this. Seriously.
Yep.
Like, come on, man.
Come on, man. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Come come on, man.
You shouldn't be
on,
learning
man.
any tricks until you learn how to properly slow down
Oh
first.
no, I don't like
Which
that.
brings me to the next habit. Learn
I'm gonna be honest with you. I just recorded this video once, and as I was starting to chop it up, I found myself taking Bam's side on nothing that he's done that's like controversial, but really kind of like coming to his defense. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that he got so much hatred in the middle of his career from the skateboarding perspective. I know me and all of my friends could not stand Bam Margera during his peak success, which I will get into. And I felt like I was kind of over defending him. Not that that was the point of the video. I felt pretty glazy, as the kids would say these days. And I think it's
There you go.
his situation in particular, with like a lot of like the drugs and alcohol and just spiraling and all these things that we've kind of watched in real time, which I can only imagine. Imagine you at your worst, right? And then imagine that happening live streamed or kept up with like news outlets. You know what I mean? Like not just TMZ, but like actual news outlets talk about Bam Margera. The reason I'm doing this video is literally because I was watching a Instagram thing where these doctors were being asked name one person besides Tony Hawk, and a bunch of them said Bam Margera. I think one other person said Shaun White. So arguably, you could say the most well-known skateboarder next to Tony Hawk is Bam Margera. And I want to start doing this series where I talk about skaters' careers and my thoughts and perspectives on what they did, especially when it happened and I was there watching. But yeah, I feel like I went a little too over the top, a little. I'm very empathetic right now. I've had a lot of fun in my life. I find myself really rooting harder than ever
Cash
for
out?
people to win.
Yeah, I
So I'm
got
gonna
cash
record
out.
this a little bit, and
I ain't got
it's
$50.
not
I
that
know,
I disagree
not
with anything
the
I said in
20th.
the video. I just went a little too.
I ain't got no
So
money
anyways,
on the 20th
this is
like
what we're
that.
doing.
No.
And
I gotta give my grandmother money. I got I got a credit card bill.
I'm not getting into,
Shit.
a lot of like the weird
work.
drama that has happened with like,
Dude, I gotta pay for car insurance and all that
Watch
shit.
that. You can go watch any other Bam Margera documentary ever. One of the most slept-on things about Bam Margera, ironically, is what brought him to
Getting the money,
fame.
man.
Is also what people.
Fucking broke, dude. Dude, if I had it, I'd give it to him, but dude, I only get $200 a month. Like,
People don't talk enough about. And there is this weird hatred that he got for his skating in the peak of his career, and we're gonna get into that as well. So here's I put link in the description. Someone put together all of his video parts for the most part. It's just I don't know what this is. Some other 411 stuff. His dad's in it. I do think it's kind of funny, like the early skit stuff that he had. Like he'd use like his dad, his mom, and his like uncle as like characters in it, to where you didn't know that they were their family members. You thought it was just people that he was fucking with, or they would like act like they're pedestrians, getting like, I don't know, pranked on by Bam and his friends. But yeah, so his dad's wearing a People shirt. I think that's a board company that Bam rode for back then. So this is all before Toy Machine. This is the, what is this, something landing? I forget the name of this spot. I've been there. It's not as good as it looks, but it's still pretty cool. Or I should say it's harder to skate than it looks. Ow. Him having more stuff.
That mug.
I will say one of the things I really liked about Bam's early skating, or skating in general, is I think he has a pretty good mix of transition and street skating. I think he has some pretty good tricks in street.
I know
with
I
the
want to
switch
talk
back
about
hands
it
and stuff
though.
like that, and then with
Yeah.
I'm sorry
transition,
about
all
Rosetta
the-
though. Yeah, that hurt your mama so bad though. Yeah. Hi, Candace. Yeah. She relaxing back.
Yeah. There's somebody watching you right now. Yeah. Yeah. It might be my aunt or my uncle. I don't know. Oh, goodness gracious. He's live on television. Oh goodness. Bruh. Finally got this desk built. New desk. Bro.
Bro, I'm taking this shit on YouTube and this body and shit.
What do you mean I am on YouTube? Right now, like look Tucker Miner up on YouTube right now.
Nah, this shit is fucking funny and shit.
I swear.
Okay.
I'm just watching skateboarding
I
videos.
don't know, the mini ring.
I love.
Like the blunt foot variations and stuff
Bye-bye.
like that. Wait, is this the Delaware set? Hold on, I need to see what he goes down.
Bro.
I'm live. Well,
No, that's. I'm sorry. It's
You're
all-
live.
This is-
That's us. That's me right
that's not
there.
fucking Freedom Plaza.
See you? Yes, you right
Video
there.
part,
Oh, yeah.
guess this is his board sponsor.
I'm sitting there watching
He likes to
skateboarding
invest in
videos,
yeah.
like reviewing stuff, seeing
Bunch of
different
videos.
footage and
Who that
shit.
man Younger?
That is one of my friend. Well, not my friend. He's a YouTuber that I follow.
We'll just read
Oh,
footage
okay.
of the
So-
video part, so it's kind of crazy.
Or if
And
I'm not
skating is
following
fun,
him,
so
I need to.
I'm surprised.
Dan Corrigan, yeah, I like his videos.
There you go.
Here's him having some clips in a Thrasher video.
Yeah.
Thrasher back then, especially the videos that they put out, were like nothing like what Thrasher is now. It really felt like Transworld was on top, and then there was like Slap. Well, Slap wasn't even a thing, I don't think, back then. But then there was Big Brother.
Is
and I felt like
DGK even a
Thrasher
thing?
was-
I don't even think
it
DGK was
felt
a
like
thing.
at the time, it felt like it was in last place because it kind of had a lot of transition skating, and I didn't care about that back then. But I don't know exactly where its relevance was then. Even though, like, now it's clearly like Thrasher's #1 by like a decent sized margin. Thrasher is #1, and then there's kind of a lot of other. I mean, they're not even skate magazines. I mean, like Gen Come's a skate magazine, but they're more like about video articles and stuff like that. I don't know. I think kind of skating's in a cool spot. I do have nostalgia for magazines themselves.
That's some
Like,
good
I kinda
push
like
work
the
though.
way that we're getting skateboarding.
I don't see how
content
people
now.
ride like that. I ride like
That's
this.
what's in
I don't ride
Philadelphia,
like
underground.
that. That's so weird to
It's where
me.
you go when it rains. The ground's really smooth down there.
Those
Good
Jackson
flat ground.
playing
Another video part, another
ball,
Ferris
too.
video. Link in
Goddamn,
the description
how much
to
of
watch this
playing
whole thing if
ball?
you want to go
Playing
see all
ball?
this old band
Football?
footage. But this is what I wanted to get to. My introduction to Bam Margera.
Hey.
So when I first saw this video, jump off.
Hey,
the
grow
most
up,
second
man.
skate Video I ever
Yeah.
had. I remember,
Fast.
first of all, wanting to show the video to my mom because Janis Joplin, Alyssa Steamer skates to her, and my mom's a big Janis
Good
Joplin
call.
fan.
That's Bam
But
Margera
also,
again,
like,
yeah.
Stuff like this, like these
Is that
skits,
Steve-O? No,
I
that's
would
what's
hide
his
this
face.
video from my dad because I didn't want him knowing that I was consuming such
Damn Regal, boy.
mischievous
Good
content,
call, boy.
and then showing
Yeah,
it to my
you
mom
find
so
one
that she
ain't
would think
beat
it's
up.
pretty cool. Their raising styles were kind of
Regals.
different. But anyways, this is like this drop in right here.
What
I
is
remember me and
that?
My friends deemed that impossible to do, and we were like, it's so crazy that this guy is willing to try stuff that is like unrideawayable, which, as someone who skated for a lot longer and has a better idea of what's possible, someone could totally do that. We also thought that a lot of these spots, we assumed every spot in every skate video was near us. Like we just thought they were all downtown Baltimore or something like that. But ironically, in this part, he does skate some stuff that's not far away, like DC, and I mean that right there is in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
He grew
Not
up
only
like
big
not
set of
far
stairs,
from my
like
cousins.
Half Cab, Hollywood 12. That Barrel Hill right there. Let me talk a second about that. That's
Freaking
in Lancaster,
Amish country.
Pennsylvania, and I remember
Pennsylvania.
he Barrel Heel flipped it. It was in the second video I ever saw, so I definitely remembered it. When I went to the spot, I was like, I have to Barrel Heel flip this, and I was like 14 or 15 about, and I had like just these flingy Barrel Heel flips, and my mindset was like, if I can do the trick that a pro skater did, I could probably have a career in skateboarding. Like I was a
Oh
real,
my
like, I
gosh.
wanted
No,
to
that's
be
like
on that.
that's like
I
if
was
you
a very
freaking tie a
try-hard
towel
skater.
around your neck and
I
expect to
remember
fly.
I
That's not gonna
Barrel
happen.
Heel flip it, and
What's
I
up?
didn't really have an understanding of what good looking
Okay.
skateboarding was.
What's he
I only
doing?
understood like just doing the trick and getting the points. You know what I mean? So I remember I Barrel Heel flipped this, and then my friend Chris was like, "Yeah, but like you didn't do it like him." And I was just like, "What are you talking about? We did the exact same trick. I did it exactly like him." And then it was a little bit later that I realized, like, oh no, the ground caught the trick for me, and it was super donkey kicky. And like my mindset was like, as long as my hands don't touch the ground and I don't toe drag, it's good. I had no
No.
idea of like, oh no, you can make tricks look better. But
Oh,
Ben has
yeah.
a really good barrel heel flip. I feel like
He was
if
only
people think of
14,
Bam as kind of a
15
shove
though.
and tail grab, reshove it. I do think of nollie half cabs and barrel heel flips, which I did not plan to say that as he did that nollie half cab. I promise.
Yeah.
It's relevant for the time though. This part kept up with what other skateboarding parts were coming out with. Switchback tail shove. He was am in this video. It's a good video. I suggest you
Ooh,
should
that
watch
had to
it.
hurt.
You know,
That little
the
corner, that
finish. But yeah, like skit stuff like that.
I know that
Just
shit hurt.
seeing what
Look
I
how
felt
big
me and my
their
friends
shoes were back
doing
then.
in general, like just kind of being, I don't know, delinquents and doing dumb stuff that we thought was fun. It was cool for us to see that in a video part, especially like the stuff that he does, like jumping off of whatever into water. I just remember being so blown away because this stuff that kids grow up today with. You see stuff like this all the time. This is not uncommon for you to see.
Yeah,
My
they do it
generation,
now,
they
but
didn't
back
see
then
it.
they didn't do it. I
Was
remember
not
this shit.
happening. You had
It
Big
wasn't
Brother
like it was
that
happening
used to
on
stuff like
Jackass
that.
on
So
television,
every
but
once
we
in a
weren't
while,
doing
a
that
couple
shit
videos
for
where
real,
you see, like,
you know?
skit stuff. And then I think the video was called "Turn Up the Suck." There was like a,
Yeah.
I want to say it was out of Richmond, a
Yeah.
pretty crazy video of like skater type people.
That's
doing,
in LA, I
stunts
think, isn't
and
it?
Stuff like that. But as far as it going,
Scheckler did a kickflip
you
off the
weren't
top of
getting
that
it. People who
motherfucker.
didn't skateboard or weren't a part of that crew.
Yeah,
weren't
that
seeing
thing
it,
was
stuff
that
like
thing's
that.
crazy.
Hold on, gotta back up real quick.
That was a fast ollie too,
Um,
or nollie, whatever that
is
was.
Definitely, yep. So
Drop in that. That's
friend Victor,
crazy.
who recently just passed away. I have a thumbnail of him skating this exact spot. He was doing a layback tail slide into it and then dropping in, getting 4 down, and then
I just
bashing
think it's
through the
crazy
front.
that different companies
rest
take
in
people
peace,
to these
Victor.
spots
It's crazy that
just to
Sam dropped in on that back
do tricks. I think it's awesome.
Unbeknownst to
freaking
us,
awesome.
Trying to one up him like years and years later. But this spot in the background is what we actually went there to skate. Someone kickflipped into this thing, by the way, which is not possible. Anyways, back
It's
to the
possible, but
subject at hand.
it's like
Yeah, it just was cool to see that, and this is before CKY, so I just remember showing people who didn't skate that stuff. The BAM's Park Footy, this is great. If you've ever been to FDR and know how hard that place is to skate, he absolutely massacres this. So, this point in time of his career, his skateboarding is 100% what made him relevant. He was doing very, very difficult tricks. He was skating at like a pro level. Bam has like enjoyable style in my opinion. I mean,
He
later on
does.
when you could tell that he was skating less, he was looking more uncomfortable in a skateboard and doing a lot of the same tricks. Sort of like halfway through like the CKY saga or a little bit later than that. But like watching him here, like looking so smooth and like, you know, the way he would bend his legs and take an impact, and I don't know. I just thought he would just look really great on a skateboard. Kind of a underrated ability. This right here, the fullest cab, the Tyson Bowerbank. Scratching that thing is like literally impossible. I could watch this entire
insane.
FDR section once or twice. Like the
Bro,
audio full caps
I've
are
been
crazy,
I've
and I
been
can
wanting
tell
to
you
go
that
there
it's
since I was a
really, really hard to
kid,
skate.
man.
It was
I've been wanting to go there since I was a
don't get me
kid.
wrong, we still have a bunch of DIY skate parks, but this is like an early DIY skate park. When I say that this is way harder to skate than, let's say, I don't know, Washington Street, I really mean it. Like it was just people trying to figure it out.
I remember it though.
those
I remember it on
skateboarding
TV.
extremely,
Well, not TV
extremely
because I
hard.
wasn't allowed to, but
Especially
my
back in
cousin would
19%
freaking show me this on her web TV. If anybody remembers those,
But the pyramid has no transition at the
and we would
bottom.
watch Jackass.
And it had like
Swear, I
cracks
love
too.
that shit.
It was really, really hard to
I
skate.
really never got into
Did Bam ride for
CKY because I
heroin
was
skateboards?
young
Does anyone
and
know?
nobody would let me
Like,
watch
after
all
he
that
left
shit.
Toy Machine was he on heroin for a little bit? Don't make a joke about that. Because I think this is like part of like a heroin skateboard video, or was he just like a guest? I don't know. Be kind of a random side thing. Because I also know that Bam used to get shoes from Nike. The first
Yeah.
or second time that Nike tried to get into skateboarding, Bam was like a part of it. And I don't know, I just remember hearing stories about like how much he got paid and like he got this check and stuff like that. And that was all before CKY. So they really picked that fruit a little too early, a little too fresh. I don't know how true that is, but that's just some stuff that I was told. Logic issue 1. Man, the Logic series was crazy. Logic to me always felt like what 411 wasn't going to use, Logic would get. This feedback section, I'm pretty sure it's Bam, Kerry Getz, and like Molandado. Like it's like kind of like the Philly Toy Machine guys. It's a pretty cool edit. I'm gonna skip through it though. Sorry, I ran out of storage. Here's a bunch of random footage.
Bro, he's done broke his ankle and stuff so many
was definitely
flipping
cooler
times,
than
dude.
that. Back to the kickflip over the pyramid. Was that Donnie Barley? It's crazy on how long backside 360 kickflips have been going down. I always felt
I
like
didn't
it was
know
like a
people
new
didn't
thing,
like Bam,
down
dude.
and
I
stuff,
dressed up
but
as Bam for
we did it
Halloween.
a while. Yeah, Nollie Pool Cab over this. So yeah, Bam actually always did decent in contests too. I mean, his tricks that he has, he just had so stock. Are we gonna look at random Tom Penny footage random thrown in here for no reason? Is this just stuff that's in the CKY video? CKY 1 is the one that I've seen the least amount. CKY 2K was the main one I watched a bunch. But yeah, Bam, switchback lip, super structured. Even like at this point in time in his career, I think he was like, he's no longer an up-and-comer. He's kind of like, oh, this guy's established and he's really sick. He has his go-to tricks. I feel like CKY, the first one, didn't blow him up anywhere near as much as CKY2K, which actually I feel like I should just skip to. What do you do in the one video?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember like it was like some weird. Oh yeah, it was like a skit where he gets kicked out of a spot, and he's just skating with his friends, and the person who's kicking him out is what was that guy's name? Don Vito. Who was his uncle? It's like a complete bullshit skit. Like they act like they're getting kicked out of a spot, and it's totally just his uncle. And on one video, which in my opinion is the best video magazine of all time. God, I wish they would bring that back. They had such cool articles. Made this like little edit about it, and it's like Bam not actually getting kicked out of a spot. Some of this is obviously real though. Like that's clearly real. That's not his aunt or anything. Anyways, skipping forward. CKY2K. Okay, here's my theory on Bam's just blowing the hell up. This is authentically. Oh wait, is that the rail that? Hold on real quick. It might be story time. Do we need to go into a dance story? Probably not. Okay, I'm fairly sure this is
Oh
the
my
rail.
goodness.
I've told a story about this rail before, and I feel like I've never showed exactly what it was. I went to this rail when I was trying to do something with skateboarding, and I wanted to front salad this rail. And I remember I was there with Ryan Spencer, Elijah Burrell, I think Josiah Gatlin, and we were all warming up. And I remember I was like, okay, I front saladed a 10 stair. I think this is like a 13 or something like that, but it's West Coast stair, so 13 or 14 is basically an 11. And I was like, it's not that much bigger, and I was hyping myself up to jump on it. And I remember Elijah Burrell just 5-0'd it, dorking around without a camera out, and this rail, like at the skate spot, is literally when I learned, oh wait, yeah, I don't have it. Like these guys are just like playing with these tricks. Because the salad and a 5-0 are pretty close to each other. And for him to just play with that trick, meanwhile I'm like having like a mental breakdown, being like, all right, here we go, getting psyched. That's when I saw like the level that some people's brains are when it comes to skateboarding. Pretty impressive stuff. Anyways, back to stuff that people actually care about, Bam Margera. Yeah, so this right here is when I think he just blew the fuck up. And I think the way that Bam Margera blew up and went super well-known and mainstream is at the lunch tables of middle schools and high schools across the world. I think a lot of skateboarders got CKY2K at a skate shop thinking it was a skate video, and I'm really just telling my story. But I remember watching this video and just being like so confused. Like, okay, there's not a lot of skating in it. There is decent skating in it though.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Arctic Star
saying.
and all these
But I
guys have,
loved
like,
Bam
stuff like that.
when he was
Bam
coming
has a
up.
trick
I
in,
don't know.
Star.
It's weird. Let's do some free for profit beats. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
currently in Amsterdam, and this giant letter B is a hotel room, and it has a skate park inside it. So let's go have a look. Bing that card. In we go. And yes, this is actually a hotel room. We've got a cheeky little bathroom here. I'll give you the tour. We've got a bathroom here, and then a half pipe literally on the other side of that. That has a nice little wall ride, a little skate at your own risk sign. You can also use the boards provided.
That
although
is
I will be
crazy,
honest with
good
you,
sir.
not sure if they're trying to save weight or if this is just
I don't know.
on purpose. But you can hang them on the wall.
It's probably got a
on the
carbon
board.
fiber plate in it.
Obviously, you've got some cool skate your own risk signs.
Yeah.
Then heading up the stairs, we have a nice view of the mini ramp, some nets to protect you. Nice little chilling area. And then up these massively steep ladders, we have a very messy bedroom. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow. So we are currently
That
in
is so
Amsterdam,
cool.
and this.
Bro, that is so cool. All right, come in.
Oh, wow, you raised it all the way up? Yeah. Shoot, what are you supposed to do? You stand up and do it?
Oh yeah, that's what it's made for.
Try to sit down.
That's what it's made for. When you get tired of sitting down, you can stand up. Yeah.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You put that together yourself?
Mhm.
Smart, man. Way smarter than I am.
Watch. It goes down. See? Just like that. I think I'm gonna keep it right about there because it was a little bit too high. I don't know. It's because that nicotine and that caffeine may be addicted to it. You know?
You ready for your anniversary present? You're gonna love it. You're just so lucky to be with me.
Oh my god! It's a boat! Kind of. Oh my god! Bye!
Hey, Rick. Yeah. Take Matt with you down.
Patrick can kiss my ass. I don't like that shit. Hey, dude. You can chill with me if you want to.
I'm sitting down with Sarah. I'm over her cigarettes. I would.
Yeah.
I told her I'd do that.
All right, bro. All right, there's no problem. Do 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 do. Fuck. I didn't give him enough coffee. He wanted to come in for coffee. I'm like, bro, I don't have enough coffee. Fuck that shit. I gave him some water. He wanted some. I gave him some water, but coffee? Hell no. That shit's expensive. Fuck that shit, dude. Like, I'm not mad at anybody, but you know, like. Yeah. Steam. We got a steam. Dude, we gotta survive out here. We surviving. You know? Like, shit, I can't rely on my grandmother at all. She's older, you know? Where the hell? There it is. Wallpaper engine. Do-do-do-do-do. Huh? Oh shit, that's calcium carbide. That's dangerous if you put any sparks near that. Calcium carbide. No, I'm talking about what was on the screen over here. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, that stuff's crazy. You spark, it's just... It's like gunpowder, but less explosive. That's so weird.
This is the spiral illusion. Let's make it more interesting. We've got two cones, one goes inside of another, but let's change this piece to another shape. For example, this one. Let's test it. And it works. Now let's try the ball. And it also works.
What?
Now let's change this piece
That is crazy.
into this one. Let's try it. And it works. Let's try the ball.
See, that's what I'm saying. If I had a freaking 3D printer, I'd just be making stupid stuff like that.
And it also
all the time.
works.
I wouldn't get any
Now
work
let's
done
add
whatsoever.
some more pieces and connect them.
What?
Add a spring
Oh, hell.
and close it from this side. This is the spiral illusion.
That's pretty cool.
How many upgrades does it take to make a Nerf blaster lethal? First upgrade for this one is just
Hey, Bunky, I'm gonna make a tuna salad sandwich when we get in from yard, bro. You think you don't want?
Tonight's event. Some people probably tuned in for the first time. Hopefully they turned off before the co-main event and they're big fans now. You can put on $20 million worth of production, but you can't control the fights. They're gonna be what they are, so I cannot let that drive me crazy. Tonight's event. Some people probably tuned in for the first time. Hopefully they turned off before the co-main event and they're big fans now. You can put on $20 million worth of production, but you can't control the fights. They're gonna be what they are, so I cannot let that drive me crazy. Tonight's event.
Hey, Bunky.
This Hollywood bloopers from the 1940s.
Mesmo! Mesmo! Oh, what the hell am I saying? Any more romance about you than that old pair of pliers? Damn it.
Well, I can't work around here. Oh, you're following me. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
And if the case isn't settled by then, I'm going to give the estate away to the Salvation Army, and I knew goddamn well I was going to say it.
Sandra just told me that I was only nuts to that goddamn line. I cannot remember it.
Who was that? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Well, I've seen him around. Seen him around where? Jesus.
Hollywood bloopers from the 1940s.
Like us, but
Mesmo! Mesmo! Oh, what the hell am I saying? Any more romance about you than that old pair of pliers?
Don't do it, Sonny. I'm thirsty. Nobody's that thirsty. Sink's broken. It's all I got. Wait for the rain, brother. Do you know what would happen if the internet saw you drinking that? It would all be undone. They were sent to me. I'm gonna be rude. Tell them thank you. But send them back. Now I know who Logan Paul is, but who is KSI exactly? He's a public figure? He's a YouTuber. He's got 24 million subscribers. Huh? What's he do? He makes beverages? Don't do it, Sonny.
I mean,
the interior's not bad. The rest of the car is shit.
The bus was going down this very steep mountain road. Suddenly, the bus driver realized, my brakes have failed. He brought the bus down the road.
What's up, bro? Nah. No look board slide.
Do the light song. Say it.
So in Jamie Foy's 9 Club interview, he shared this hack for making old bearings feel brand new again.
Regular Bronsons or my Bronsons or anyone's Bronsons, they come with oil in them already. Gotcha. So I just throw them in a cup of like Windex or something and degrease them.
Because that's the best.
Yeah.
When that bearing,
I don't want grease in there because the grease attracts dirt. Like if it's dry and it rolls, that's perfect. The grease or whatever dirt gets in will fall out.
You need to make Bronson dries.
Yeah,
and just have no grease at all.
That's what they have is the raws. The raws are.
Okay. The raws don't come loose.
Do anything.
No,
Yeah,
if you need new bearings, like literally just guarantee you get a little thing of Windex, just a cup, and you just shake them in there for like 10, 15 minutes. Let them sit for like 30 minutes.
Okay, I like that.
And then you let them, you just dry. You just take a paper towel or whatever, wipe them off, and they're just like.
Wow, I'm trying that for sure.
Home bearing hacks with Jamie Foy.
DIY, let's go.
So I did this hack and it did seem like it worked. However, I didn't have any way to compare against brand new bearings to see if this hack was actually working or if it was just all in my head. So I got these Bronson raw bearings, which Jamie Foy says are the equivalent of the Bronson G3 bearings after the Windex hack. So today I'm gonna do the Windex hack to my Bronson G3 bearings, and then we'll know a little bit more conclusively how well this Windex bearing hack is actually working. Okay, so the most I could get with my old bearing was 21 seconds. With the new Bronson Raws, 1 minute and 15 seconds. So more than 3 times as long. I'm gonna be really curious to see if this Windex hack can get those old bearings up to So as it turns out, these bearings feel so much faster. I feel like I'm on ice. I feel like it takes less effort to get around. I can maintain my speed. It's awesome. But when I go to pop my heel flips, it's almost so slick that the board is non-voluntarily like shooting in front of me. Anyways, you saw me take that slam. So I guess it's just a realization of how cooked my previous bearings really were. And I'm excited to see how they feel after the Windex hack. If they feel this good, I'll So after everything was said and done, we were able to get the Bronson G3s to spin twice as long in the 40-second range, but that's nothing compared to the 1 minute and 15 seconds of the Bronson Raws that were brand new. If you like this video, then you need to check out this one. It's Jamie Foy's wheel hack. It's a trick that he uses to lock into grinds better, and in this video I tested out myself. If you want more in-depth analysis, check out my Patreon. Remember to make every single day Friday, and I'll see you guys.
And then in 2001, Osiris broke skateboarding.
I'm about to sit back down.
What's up guys, my name is Levi and this is Shred Shop connecting you to skateboarding, and today we are doing the entire history of skateboard shoes. Today we're going to take a deep dive into skateboard shoes and how they evolved over time. We're going to take a look at new technologies and trends and how that evolved with skateboarding at the time, and as well we're going to relate it to and go over what was happening in skateboarding at the time and why they needed those shoes. So it's basically a history video, but it's a fun history video because you're going to understand how skateboard shoes came about today and what dudes had strapped to their feet when they did the gnarliest tricks you've ever seen.
Oh, gnarly!
So we're gonna go way back before your parents had sex to make you, back in the 1950s. Before the 1950s, people were making skateboards in their garages, maybe in their art houses, maybe on the toilet, they're sculpting skateboards, I don't know. But in the 1950s, that was the first commercially made skateboards, and they were sold in grocery stores. Right next to the bread aisle, between the milk and cheese and the Spam. One of the first brands to make these boards. Making it the world's very first skateboard shop. Also in the 60s, Skateboarder magazine arrived, making it the very first skateboard magazine. At the time, skateboards are usually just used more to cruise around and just get from point A to point B, and most people are doing it barefoot. As you can see on this Life magazine cover, Patty McGee riding her skateboard barefoot. As skateboarding progressed even just a little bit, people were tired of their toenails getting ripped off, getting infections, and tons of other foot fungus, so they decided to wear very thin little shoes, Converses or Keds. This still maintained that barefoot feel that people loved while riding a skateboard.
Skateboards.
In 1965, the Randolph Rubber Company releases the very first ever skateboard ad for skateboard shoes. It was called the Randy 720 skateboard shoe, and they advertised they had tough rubber on the toe and the heel for skateboarding. These shoes sold for $14.95. A year later, in 1966, the Van Doren Rubber Company launches in Anaheim, California. They made custom deck shoes with whatever kind of fabric you wanted on top, and their rubber waffle soles, which became famous all throughout the world. Enough with that decade. I wasn't even born yet. On to the 70s. In 1972, the polyurethane wheel is invented by Frank Nosworthy. This changed skateboarding forever because previous to that, skateboards had to stay on the ground. Now, skateboards could ride up pool walls, tricks could happen, things changed. Skateboarding and tricks took a huge leap forward, and so skateboard footwear had to do the same. The Van Doren Rubber Company would eventually change their name to their nickname, Vans. In 1976, Stacy Peralta and Tony Alva teamed up with Vans shoes to create the world's first ever skateboard shoe designed by skateboarders. It was called the Style 95, but we know it today as the Vans Era, and it still is one of the most popular skateboard shoes ever. A year later, they released the Style 36, and that's what we know today as the Vans Old School. At that time, a lot of the knick-knack skateboard companies were trying to fit in, trying to grow, so they tried to hop on the trend, and they decided to make their own skate shoes as well. Hobie made skate shoes. Even Makaha made skate shoes. In the late 70s, a lot of skateboarders also veered out and tried different shoes to skate. They were skating tennis shoes and basketball shoes, Adidas, Converse, Nike, even Puma. Near the end of the 70s, as skateboarding is progressing, tricks are progressing, and the risk of getting hurt and getting smacked in the ankles is also going up, you see an upswing in people moving towards high-top shoes. In 1978, skateboarding changed forever because Alan Gelfand invented the ollie. This brought in a new problem for skate shoes, a new wear zone, because before you would just wear out the bottom of your shoes, and now you would turn your foot and drag it up for the ollie, wearing out the top of your shoes. Although pretty cool so far, the 70s can still fart on everything. I wasn't even born yet. On to the 80s. Moving into the 80s, skateboarding was progressing like crazy, and so the skate shoes had to keep moving ahead. Pool skating, vert skating was going up, and street skating began and was starting to take off. In the early 80s, Rodney Mullen took the ollie pop from vert down to flat, and then he started inventing flip tricks. kick flips, 3 flips, heel flips, all sorts of tricks, which added a whole new reason to have durable skate shoes. Because before, you were just wearing out the bottom of your shoes, now all over the shoe is getting crazy wear. The high tops were still very much a statement point of the 80s because they wanted durable shoes that had lots of protection. In 1986, Etnics footwear was started. They eventually went on to change their name to Etnies. As well, the same year, Airwalk footwear was started. The reason this is a huge point in skate shoe history is because these two brands brands were the very first ever brands that started as skate shoe companies. Other ones like the Van Doren Rubber Company started making skate shoes and moving in. These ones started as skate shoe companies. In 1987, the Powell Peralta Search for Animal Chin video came out. It was such a huge iconic video. In the intro of that, every single person was wearing Jordan 1 highs, except for Tony Hawk, who was wearing his iconic Vans skate highs. The reason this is crazy is because these guys are the celebrities of the skateboard world. Steve Cab, who was one of those guys, said that that year he sold 250,000 of his pro model board, and yet none of those guys had a pro shoe sponsor. Obviously, after this video came out, it was such a huge deal in the world that so many different skaters started wearing Jordan 1s. People in vert, people in street skating, freestyle skating, everyone was wearing Jordan 1s. In the late 80s, Converse sets its eyes on some of these pros and starts sponsoring people with Chuck Taylors. You also see certain board brands starting to enter the shoe market, like Vision and Santa Cruz, but their silhouettes were a lot like Chuck Taylor's. Also in the very late 80s, guys like Tommy Guerrero, Mark Gonzalez, and Nodis are seeing skateboarding through the streets, and this is the beginning of the growth of street skateboarding. In the late 80s, Nodis and Etnies released the world's first ever pro skateboard shoe. Guys, this was a huge deal because at that time, it was only the top celebrities of each sport that would have their names stitched on a piece of footwear. Guys like Michael Jordan, Stan Smith, Chuck Taylor, and now Nodis was among those men. Even the way they marketed this Nodis Etnies shoe was that he was an elite pro athlete among all these other guys. Within the same year, the Vans Caballero High Top came out for Steve Caballero. Also at that time, you have brands like Airwalk releasing shoes like the Prototype, which is the
What?
About Native American tribes out in Gatlinburg.
Yeah, that's where we went to.
Are they real?
Yeah. You want me to show you pictures of the damn place?
Yeah. They're not reenactors, are they?
No, this is their home. They showed me their home.
Yeah, I thought, because you know, how
No, they live there, bro.
Since the ancient times?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Where is... I would have to find all the fucking pictures. I don't even know where they are. I have so many flipping pictures. Let me see. Years. I don't think I have it on this phone. I think it's on Google Photos. But yeah, we went up there into the sanctuary. Like, they let people in, but they don't really show you their homes like they showed us. The chief took me and my grandmother and showed me their homes and shit, where they live.
Look it up on Google.
Where is it at? Is this it? East Tennessee? No.
I can't see you scroll up. Scroll up.
Yeah.
No, I want to see it on the map.
Where is it at? Yeah. Native American Indian Association of Tennessee. Yeah. I think this is it. Let me see. They're in Nashville. No. Cherokee Indians. Yep. Is this it? No, I don't fucking know, man. Where was it at? Cherokee Indian Reservation. I believe that's the one. Yep. I was in that house. They lived there. Seriously, they took us in. They make shit by hand, like, and they teach people the ways of how they used to live and shit. Here's the dude that took us in there. That's the same fucking man right there.
Yeah.
Yep. They did they did chants around this, all that. I'm telling you, bro. I have that shit in my family, bro. So does my friend Brendan. Yeah. Yeah, Cherokee Indians have been around a long ass fucking time. Like hundreds and hundreds of years. Like before Americans even came here, my ancestors were here. Before black people came here, my ancestors were here. Before everybody, the people I came were here. Shit. I got 50% at least from both sides of my family. At least that. This is on my grandma's on her side, and then.
Want me to show you some Native American music?
I know how it is. Flute, the Native American flute music.
No, like it's just like from back old days.
Yeah, like.
No, it's called 432 HD and all that.
Yeah.
Play it real quick. This is what I'm talking about. It sounds like something played down like in the Appalachian tribe and all that up in like Maine and all that, like in like Colorado. It's called 432 HD and all that. 430 HD. My bad.
That's 430 hertz. That's not Indian music. Native American music. It's not either one.
It's like you'll see what I'm talking about. It says Shasmeti drums and all.
This is what I do. Like that. Yep. I'll listen to it to help me go to sleep.
Well, let me show you the exact video I'm talking about. It's called 432 AZ meditation music.
I know what it is.
Shasmeti drums. It's
Shaman?
yeah, Shasmeti drums.
How do you spell that?
However, yeah. Yeah, that one. No. Go back, like the what the YouTube one, like
American Flute Intense Healing.
the one that
Drums?
that one.
This one?
Yeah, shaman. Yeah, like that. Type in. Let me show you. Like I know what I'm doing.
What is it called?
Shasmeti drums. 432 AZ. Meditation. AZ. Meditation. Deep healing. Scroll down. That one. That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna put that in freaking